Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Rockythenailtech here. We're going to be getting into this super cute acrylic toenail set. And yes, it's acrylic on the toes. It lasts for 2+ weeks. And I'm going to be showing you guys exactly how I achieve this look on myself, because we all know if you've ever tried to do acrylic toes on yourself, it is just difficult. I swear, painting the toes with gel, super easy, but trying to do acrylic and making sure it's like correct and it doesn't look wonky, it's a little difficult. So I'm here to show you guys, because there is not a lot of acrylic toe sets on YouTube, so I will be actually getting into that a lot more, especially to spread awareness about how it's done and how long it lasts, and so you guys can get like some insight on how to do your own clients acrylic toes. So pretty much, I did not do myself a pedicure at all. Usually when you're doing somebody acrylic toes, 9 times out of 10, they're going to be getting a pedicure. So this is probably going to be one of your rarer cases where you're doing a dry set of acrylic toes. So first things first, you want to make sure you file all of your toenails down so they can all be even with one another. And you guys don't need to be afraid of the cuticle nipper. It is not a scary implement at all. And right here, I'm just showing you guys how to hold it. How you hold it in your hand, it's pointed a certain direction, but the actual cutting jaws at the bottom are faced in a different direction, if that makes sense. So like the handle is pointed down, but the actual jaws are pointed straight. So it's 2 different angles on it, but you have to know how to hold it, because if you try to go in on the side of the nails and cut, you may cut it like really crooked. Right here, when I was previously filing all of my nails down, that's just actually dead skin, because you see I'm actually trying to nip something and I can't really get anything. So you can actually pinch back the skin on the toenails on each side of the nail bed, and you can just scrape whatever you can get like on the sides. So I'm going to show you guys right here exactly what I'm talking about when you need to nip correctly. See, you have to nip in the direction of the actual blades at the bottom, because if I tried to nip in the direction of the actual handle, it would be like super duper crooked. And I hope I'm making sense, guys. I promise I am. But if you are just now using cuticle nippers, I recommend soaking the cuticles up with some type of moisture like water, oil, lotion or whatever. Don't try to do it dry first, because you don't know what you're nipping yet. And when it's moistened, you can see exactly what you're doing. So guys, pay attention to how I'm actually cutting this right here. See, I make sure it's lined up straight before I actually close my handles down. And you just peel the skin back and nip all the way up, because the toenail is not actually attached to your side walls at all. And you can nip all the way up like I'm doing here. And you can repeat this step on all 10 of your toes if it is necessary. And the next step that we're going to be doing is buffing each nail. And this just allows you to see what you need to go back and nip, if you need to nip anything at all. And this especially works well for a pedicure. And these are the actual steps that I take during my pedicures. So you see, after the buff, everything is really smooth, and it's a clear indication of what I need to go and nip. So right here, I'm actually just applying some primer. I think this is the Carlash Max Bond, or it's an actual primer that they use in the nail salons. You can only get it like out of nail supply stores. But if you guys need some like desperately, I can definitely send you some. And I'm using some Glam and Glitz cover. It's Dark Ivory is the name of it. I'll link everything in my description, and everything is actually in my Amazon storefront. So guys, please go and check that out. If you ever need to use anything that I am using, it will always be in my storefront. And I find that Glam and Glitz, they did a really good job on their color blend acrylic collection. Like, they did a wonderful job. When I say that is the most self-leveling acrylic I have ever used, and I have ran through them all. But when you put your first bead on your toenail, you want to hold it there for just a second so you can give it time to mold into the shape that you want. And so it won't, run all over the place. And you just kind of swipe the sides. You're molding completely at this point. And I actually held it there for too long, or let it sit there for too long, because I'm using the belly of my brush to like flare it out towards the tip. And I kind of, did it a little too much, but that acrylic is so good to where you can just mold it back and just keep flattening it out towards the tip. And you guys can go ahead and like pat the top of it, well, the very tip of the acrylic, to make sure it's super flat, and it'll also help you on filing. So if you can, go ahead and mold your acrylic on the side walls and the tip. See, I'm very patient when it comes to putting my beads on any of my nails. When I first tap it onto the nail, I do not let it go. I hold it. I watch the monomer go through the entire bead, and then I start to manipulate it. You want to go ahead and fix the cuticle, and then you swipe some down. And you can always go back to your dapping dish and wet your brush and swipe down on each side and start pressing the cuticle down towards the center of the nail. And just make sure you're always swiping on your side walls if you can. If you can't, it's okay. 9 times out of 10, if you held your bead down on your nail, you will not have runny acrylic anyways, and you can just go back and file on the sides. I think I ended up putting some more on the top left corner right there. I'm actually sure I did. And don't forget to swipe around your cuticle area. But only do this when you can actually manipulate it. But if you can, again, we're going to go in with the drill and everything, because when you use acrylic, you always use a file, a buff, and a nail drill. If you're comfortable with, a e-file. If you're comfortable with the e-file. And from now on this page, I'm going to be calling it an e-file instead of a nail drill, because those are two different terms and you don't want to ever mix the two. So for your smaller toes, you're going to want to just use the edge of your nail brush. And just always remember to, when you put your bead on your nail, just hold it there for a second, and then you can go in and start to mold it to the shape that you want. I'm thinking next time I'm actually going to use pink for my toes, because nude is cool. It's cool on fingernails, but I don't believe that it's going to be nice for the long run on toes. Even though you can switch it up so much, you can just put different designs on top of the nude. I think I still want to go in with the pink next time just to see, but it's probably going to take a while for me to actually switch the nail color up, because if you prep right the way that I did in this video and you put your acrylic toes on right the way that I did in this video, they're going to last like past a month. Like when I do my feel for this, it's just watch the span of the video. It's going to be at least 2 to 3 weeks from now when I'm just doing a feel. But to get that C curve underneath your nails, just take the edge of your nail brush and tap underneath the center just a little bit. And if it flares up to the top like that, if it like molds up, just use the belly of it to push it back down. And you can also go in with your file and file some of it off the top. I'm going to give you guys a closer view of this. Guys, it is all about the art of illusion and molding your acrylic. So right there around my cuticle area, I let my acrylic mold for too long and I wasn't able to go around and manipulate it. So what I'm going to do is later on, I'm going to go in with my e-file and file around my cuticle, but you must be really careful when you're doing this, especially on yourself. You can see your client's nail because it's like literally right in front of you, but this is in a way upside down, if that makes sense. Y'all, I am so grateful for acrylic because my pinky toe don't have no toenail at all. Well, it actually does, but it sticks straight up. And I really hate that for me. I really do. But we have acrylic, and when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. But yeah, I actually just put acrylic legit on top of my skin here. Like I said previously, it's all about the art of illusion. Because what toenail? But we made a toenail, and it will not pop off if you use the right amount of Max Bond or like primer. I actually did use the actual nail primer, and it legit, like, it doesn't even have a name. It's just, or well, it doesn't have a brand. It's just primer, and it's like the regular old primer that you see in any nail salon. But I'm sure any primer will work. But the ones that I specifically use is the Carlash Max Bond, and I have been using it for a long time, and it has never given me any problems. But I am just going to elongate my toenail here. I like for my big toes to be a little bit longer, so I can have a little space to do like my designs or whatever. And like it just makes the overall set just like look really good when the two big toes are a little bit longer than the rest of them. Guys, if this video helped you out in any kind of way, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. And guys, I apologize in advance because my camera was focusing in on my white glove rather than my actual toenails. So I do apologize about that in advance, but you can see here what I am doing a little bit. I'm just wiping the sidewalls to make sure I don't have to file as much. And you do want to pay attention to how your toes are like shaped, like the direction that they're going in, because you can see mine going to the right side a little bit. So when I start to file, you'll kind of see me like file in the direction of my toes, because if you file straight out like how I have them right now, it's going to just look off, like super off. And you guys see me molding like a C shape underneath. I'm going to go in with my e-file and file underneath the toenail as well, so we can have like a crispy, clean line. And if you guys don't know, now you know about the Tammy Taylor peeling stick. You need to get it. Like, stop what you're doing. Go to my Amazon storefront. It's literally right there. Take you straight to Amazon. You can purchase it. You need these nail files. If you're doing any kind of acrylic nails, you need them. We were going to have some filing ASMR here, but I actually started watching Family Guy, so the ASMR is done for. You guys just get, you know, the good opportunity to just hear my freaking voice throughout the rest of this tutorial. And I'm not using music in this one because I don't know, I'm just not for this video, not for this tutorial. It's pretty long and I don't want to have that music on loop for that long, so yeah. But anyways, I'm just showing you guys how I am filing my nail to match the direction of, you know, my toes. And I actually got some acrylic stuck on the side just a little bit, but I fixed it. And guys, just be mindful of how much you are actually taking off the nail. You don't want to sabotage yourself. and file off too much because you just work so hard at getting that long length for your toenails. So yeah. And guys, did you pay attention to how I just filed that one little piece right there? And I just left it alone, and now it looks like I filed the entire side, but it was only just that little piece in the beginning. So just continue to look at your toes and make sure everything looks straight to you. So that was actually to my liking, because if I filed all the way down, it would have looked super crooked. So I made it actually look like it was straight instead of, like crooked. I hope that makes sense. I know I said that a lot, but like, y'all, doing voiceovers and like trying to explain what you are doing in like detail is kind of like weird, but I'm getting more into it. So these voiceovers will definitely get a lot better. And imagine if you have a client come to you and they barely have a pinky nail, and you recommend putting acrylic on their pinky nail because now you know how to. That client is literally going to be your best client and a client for life, because a lot of nail salons don't even know how to do acrylic toes. Like, that's not in a part of their routine. Not saying they won't do it, but it probably won't look right because not everyone in a nail salon is going to be doing it, especially the people that's doing pedicures. So I'm going to go in with this fine drill bit from Pana. It is so good and it is so smooth. And since I'm not taking off that much acrylic, this is the one that I'm going to be using. So when you are using your e-file, just make sure you are being light, and make sure you aren't keeping that drill bit on your toenails for too long, or you will cause a heat spike, and those are no fun. So you want to go on top of each nail just to make sure it's like no bumps or lumps, or just make sure it's even. And we're going to actually go underneath the nail as well. So when I go left and right on the nail, I'm not pressing into it at all. The drill is actually doing the work for me. When you get near your cuticle, make sure you point your drill at an angle, because you do not want to cut your skin. These Pana drill bits are so good. They are straight metal. They will cut you if you do not use it properly. So just be mindful of that at all times. Okay, guys, so now that we are done filing, we are going to go in with our buffer and smooth down every single thing. And that way you can also see if you need to go back in with your e-file and file down any lumps or bumps or grooves. And before we go in to polish any of the nails, you want to go ahead and spray your toes down with alcohol and wipe with a lint-free wipe. And right here, I am using some new nail brushes from Amazon, and I'm so freaking thrilled and excited to use them, because now I can do my nail art a lot better with these. They are really thin and they're double-sided. Like, be for real. And I didn't exactly show you guys how I did my French tips on my toes, but I did them to the best of my ability, because again, reaching down that far doing French tips on your own feet is difficult enough as it sounds. And trust me, it is. Now on somebody else's nails, I can snap, but on mine, they look a little different than what I would like my French right here. I would like for my sides to go down a little bit more towards the tip of the nail to make it look more elongated than what it is. But yeah, I did what I did what I had to do. Like, guys, I am so far up, and then I'm recording as well, so it's like a little difficult. But yeah, I put the white French tips on and I stuck them in my in my lamp for like 60 seconds. Now I'm going in with a black polish from D&D. And I'm using a dotting tool to do my little cow prints. And guys, I love D&D's nail brushes. They are shaped like your cuticle. So they're like round at the tips of the bristles. So it's like really easy to like do gel polish or whatnot. And although everything looks a little crazy right now, we're going to go in with some top coat, and it will not look as crazy as you think. And don't forget to put oil on your toes. Alright guys, that is the end of my video. Thanks for watching and connect with me on my socials. Bye.